All right. So I think I'm live. I'll double check, but yeah, that was rough. What's going on here? I guess I think we're live. I don't know. I'll double check again. If we're gonna go over some stats, just basics of kind of what was good, what wasn't, that sort of stuff. So not sure if this will be fan cams, if we'll just have a vent. Either way, I guess we'll just chat for a bit. But yes, Saints. Look, it wasn't great. Really wasn't great. The second half, we just didn't do anything with the ball. I'll be interested to see when advanced stats come out, but our disposal efficiency inside 50 was pretty poor. Yeah, we're gonna go over a few other things, but I want to go over which players kind of got some good results first. Pooh, kind of first game back, 2 goals, 1, I believe. Not bad. I don't think he got any time in the guts, from what I understand. But yeah, he'll hopefully get some as he gets back to full fitness. I'll chuck the link in chat in case anybody does want to come in and have a chat. So feel free to do that. So yeah, it's been better results, that's for sure. We lost stoppage clearances, we lost possession, and we lost marks inside 50. Otherwise, it was pretty even across the board, interestingly. I would say we were pretty sloppy from our outside players going inside 50. There was a fair few moments where we just didn't take at the most dangerous position. We kind of let overlap hand passes and a bit too much on the switch, trying to go inside 50, finding the right target. There was moments it worked well, but there was moments where it didn't. So yeah, I mean, disposal inside 50 is going to be a big one this week. I think it's kind of time to have a look at that a bit more in depth this weekend. So I'm gonna spend a bit of time on that. Yeah, it was unlucky. Wasn't quite the best results from us. We did a reasonable job defending, but yeah, entries inside 50 were shocking. We lost stoppage. I'm waiting to see advanced stats when they eventually come out, if they come out in time, because I have to finally get a video off the ground later tonight. And yeah, we might go over that if we get the time. So I'll keep an eye on that too. But it doesn't look like any of that's out yet. Yeah, I think stoppage clearance, score from stoppage. I'm sorry, I'll just grab my notes so I'm not just looking off to the side all the time. Yeah, marks inside 50. We let a fair few in the first half. Kerno Mackay definitely got off the leash, but we held that back a bit in the second, but the whole match was kind of held back in the second. I watched a little bit of the chat from Voss and everybody after, but Voss in particular mentioned that they tried to shut down the play a little bit as well. They didn't really want it to get to a shootout, which is fair enough. It's a reasonable idea here and there, and it's definitely something the Saints pull off a bit. And then, yeah, as we've mentioned here from Luke, always had to win ugly with Ross Lyon. It's kind of the case. If you're going to play a Ross match, you might have to just try and go in against his own game at some point, right? Because he'll try and shut you down when you're getting ahead, and then try and free up the play. But yeah, he got it brought to him by Voss tonight. Voss, I think, did a reasonable job coaching. Probably outplayed our Ross line in a few areas there. I do think we're just ugly on the entries inside 50. Really bad there. It's going to be one of probably the main things I look over this week for the SaintsTV video. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough one. If we could have maybe stayed on top of the contest for mostly stoppages, we might have done a little bit better there. Yeah, for an inexperienced players, they kept their team and stars in check for most of the game, but when it got out of the back of the press, they weren't super clean. Yeah, so this is a really good point. We did kind of get beaten out the back a few times. There was a few sloppy turnovers through the middle, and yeah, again going inside 50, that really just gave Carlton opportunities to score off the rebound. Voss is the real boss. GG. Yeah, good game. But yeah, essentially it was tough. We got on top of a lot of the entries inside our defensive 50 in the second half. But we just weren't clean. Like it was across the board from a lot of our players. There's one that I kind of worry about a little bit going forward is Darcy Wilson. He's I don't have the numbers that Champion Data does, but he's very slow with ball in hand, as far as I can tell. He's also turned it over a fair bit this year, and it's just kind of for the position he plays, he does need to kind of be decisive with what he wants to do, whether that is switch it, whether that's doing whatever. But yeah, he seems to hold up, look for options a fair bit, which essentially gave Carlton a lot of time to get back, particularly on some of our plays. I did like some of our movement early. There was a play early from Jimmy Webster where we kind of broke out from the switch. We got a 2-on-1 situation where Wiedering came up to the contest and we went for the long shot as we'd been going short up until that point. So, I mean, it kind of spoke to some things we've mentioned in previous videos, just kind of changing up the angles or even just method of attack, and going maybe short for a while, trying to open up some longer ball movement, and yeah, switching it. But essentially by the end, Carlton was pressing us pretty heavily when we weren't moving the ball quickly. If we were going to switch, it was pretty slow. We didn't take the 50-50 long bombs very often, which kind of meant, I mean, obviously we didn't want to turn it over, get another entry inside 50, but we kind of just lost our exits. Look, I agree with you, Mal. If we can beat them in September, at the end of the day, mid-season wins don't mean as much, but yeah, look, we need to get to September first, and that's where these matches against Carlton really come in, because it was a bit of a 50-50 game coming into the match. I think I've shared my referral, shared the link in chat. If you want to jump in the chat, feel free. Otherwise, yeah, it's been a tough one, this one. I'm not sure what to think about it. There was positives, but we were pretty predictable. Our inside 50s just kept going wider and wider and wider. We're just trying to find the right play. And like, I get it, but at some point you're just giving opportunities to Carlton to fill up space. Yeah, I don't know what to think about this game. I think it's pretty much the same problems we had as last year in a lot of regards. Like, disposals inside 50 were shocking. We moved the ball all right end to end, even when we weren't looking our best. We were clunking a few marks, which was good. I mean, part of me, we got a lot of marks tonight. We got, I think, 115 or so. I think we were about bang on with Carlton. We both tried to make the other team run, spread the defense, essentially make it tired for the turnover. And it means you have to be direct. Like, if you're going to turn it over and the whole field's split, then you kind of need to go down the middle. You can't then again do a kind of switch, because there's already space covered. So people can feel that pretty easily. Yeah, a bit frustrating. Really, really frustrating to watch this match. The second half, I liked some of the shutdown efforts, but the movement was just appalling. There was moments where I didn't love what I was seeing from our defensive duo in Howard and Wilkie. There was moments I loved, but yeah, I wouldn't have minded seeing Hammer go to defence for a little bit. I mean, I think Sharman went back, put a fist for a couple of behinds there. But yeah, I saw Caminiti get a couple of good tackles. Didn't take the mark, but was quick to get the next tackle and 50-50 the play. So wouldn't have minded seeing that a little bit behind the ball as well, because I think we got to our forward 50 reasonably easily tonight. But I don't think we got past that at all. Well. So yeah, I mean, maybe having him back there could have quelled a few moments from Kerno, Mackay, that sort of thing. It was frustrating to see things like Harry get stuck with Wilson on a switch. It looks like Howard had some issues with a hamstring towards the end. I'm thinking that's just cramp, considering he stayed out. But he had it in a play. Carlton got out the back from it because he went to ground and couldn't get up quickly. And then, yeah, they got a goal from that in the fourth. And, yeah, kind of one of the ones that really shut us down, essentially. There was a few in that last where we got a little bit of momentum, but it was just not enough. And, yeah, I don't know. It felt like last year's sort of games where we just couldn't figure out how to move the ball properly. Felt very kind of robotic in a lot of ways. There was parts I liked. Defensive efforts were good. There was a few players that played quite well, but yeah, felt like I was watching a game from last year, which you want to see that sort of improvement from us. So have a quick look over some of the stats. Might do it with you guys. Let's get the team stats up. Give me a moment. Where's the share? There we go. Share screen. All right, so let's quickly share this. Give me a sec. Oh, that was an old batch. What am I doing here? Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to here. All right, there we go. So yeah, basically even across the board. The one things that really stand out to me was efficiency inside 50. We were pretty below our average. Carlton was above theirs. And then we've got the kind of clearances. We were 10 down overall. Centre was pretty much even. Then you get to the stoppage, and that's kind of been our bread and butter for the year. Clearly has been Carlton's as well, and they kind of just got us on that regard. Contested possessions, they were first to it a bit more. Got results out of that, obviously. Possession in general, we lost, which was frustrating. And then, yeah, marks inside 50. They got a lot of opportunities. So, yeah, it was a tough match. We just didn't really do enough with it. A lot of tackles inside 50 tonight, actually. I did notice that. We did well there. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes of our sort of review of this. I think it's going to mostly focus around inside 50s, what happened there, that sort of stuff. See if we can work on some ideas there. Yeah, I agree, Mal. So I think there's a lot to be excited about. Pressure inside 50 was great. Multiple efforts by individuals, repeat tackles by multiple players. Yeah, bang on. There was a lot to be happy about. Just couldn't quite get it done. Shades of last year. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. I'm not super upset. We definitely didn't do terribly, but we didn't do amazingly either. So yeah, that's probably gonna be my general thought process for this. There's nobody I really want to chew out at all. Yeah, don't know how to feel. I mean, as a general, we evened up a lot of the contests. We just didn't capitalize in any way, shape, or form. So I'm keen to see if we can get some of those advanced stats at any point soon. But I'll probably wrap it up in the next 15 or so. Unless we get some chats, then obviously I'll stick around for a little bit. But yeah, it's a frustrating night, really frustrating. So marks inside 50 is going to be one to kind of look at. Disposal efficiency inside 50, marks inside 50. Stoppage clearances, I'm probably not going to worry as much about that. There's elements of frustrate. I don't have the numbers. I'm probably should be able to check soon. But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating not to see, and I don't want to lay too much pressure on him at all, but it is frustrating a little to see Steely not get a centre clearance. I don't know if McRae got 2. I think we'll double check. But yeah, it's frustrating. McRae got 2 centre clearances. Steely didn't end up getting one. He's down here. So I don't think he attended a ton of CBAs. I think he's been down as a general this year. And I think he did a reasonable job at shutting out Cripps, because Cripps could have done a lot worse to us tonight. And it looked like we had Steely on him for the majority of the night. So, I mean, definitely did well in that regard. Would like to see him be a bit more attacking. The one thing I also already kind of noticed was just kind of our uncontested possessions. We had the ball on the outside a bit, but we just turned it over badly. I mean, when you've got that many balls that are uncontested from Bradley Hill, your disposal should be that's kind of average for a midfielder, right? It's not bad, not good. It's 73 odd percent, 74%. It's pretty much bang on midfield average. But when a lot of them are uncontested like that, you'd want to see it higher. I mean, I think Burns did pretty reasonably tonight. I know he's been copying it a bit from the fans. A couple intercept possessions, couple score involvements, got a centre clearance as well. Very interesting. I don't remember that at all, so I'm going to have to watch that one back. Yeah, bang on, Mal. So I'm going to watch it back tomorrow, see what we think then. It's going to be kind of a time to review. I do think it's our outside movement there. I feel like Darcy Wilson, I don't want to put pressure on him really with a video, but he's been turning it over a lot, as I've mentioned. He gets a lot of the outside ball, but he's kind of slow with it unless he gets it on the run. He's not always the most efficient with ball in hand. I could maybe see if we've got kicking efficiency. We do. Let's just go Saints. 66.7. So he's a bit better with the hand pass than the foot. I mean, yeah, that's kind of. We look across here. Burns did all right. Again, pretty happy with his results. But yeah, it's kind of these kicking efficiencies going really far down, right? And Bradley Hill, Hugh Boxall, Garcia. Look, Boxall, if I'm giving early calls for next week's lineup, probably is the one to drop. He just didn't quite do it tonight. I mean, he did all right, and there was like he didn't do bad. I think if I've got centre clearances here, he got centre clearances. He got 2. He got 3 overall. Didn't do bad, but like, and same with Garcia. Didn't do bad. Got 2 clearances, but their disposal was pretty shocking. So yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I think Bradley Hill needs to stop calling for it and passing it to some silly spots. He's kind of been doing it all year. He goes for the overlap hand pass a lot, goes long a lot. And look, I don't mind that if you're going to be that half forward. Particularly if you're the kicker, right? Like he was always looking for the overlap hand pass, be that, on his mark and then giving it off, or, running past somebody that took a mark, which I love it when he's the person running past, but when he takes the mark and looks to dish off, I don't know if he puts his head on a swivel enough. Like there's been a few times he's passed it off. The whole field is moving the same way as the person he's passed it off to. And it's kind of no better than when he had it, right? Situations like that, I'd love to see him not go for the person running the same way as the entire field for the overlap hand pass from behind. I'd love him to turn around and see who's in the pocket that we just left further down, right? Like, because everybody's moving to this side of ground. Love to see him hit that 45 forward at that point. So that's, they're just kind of parts of the game, to be honest. Like you get lost in it a little bit, but yeah, I think Bradley needs to have a little bit of a look at how he's using his ball, where he's kind of giving it to a little bit with his marks, particularly. Doesn't take a lot of them tonight. Took 2, but yeah, both of them kind of, for me, led to an overlap hand pass that probably put the player under more pressure than him just kind of looking up the field and seeing where an option was. Inside 50s is going to be a bit of a frustration for me. We got a fair few of them, which means we're going to have a lot to go through. 46 inside 50s to go through this week. Probably get the first watch done tomorrow in the morning. Really kind of look it over and then go from there. So right now, it's kind of my major thoughts. What I'm gonna do as well, I'm gonna make sure you guys have got the option to join in chat. I'm gonna try and get the link in. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to, and do a quick little chat before we jump off in a bit. But yeah, let us know. Jump in. Tell us your thoughts in chat as well if you don't want to jump in. My main ones is disposal efficiency inside 50. Not really going to touch on the lost stoppage clearances too much in the vid for SaintsTV, that is. And then, marks inside 50 defensively. We were just kind of not ready for that in the first half. Got caught on the hop a few times. So, yeah, that's kind of where I think I'm going to focus this week. But we're going to give it another watch tomorrow. If you've seen anything different, chuck it in chat, jump in, say hello, that sort of stuff. Going to definitely do another 10 or so minutes of just double checking stats and things like that. See if we do get advanced stats in that time. They tend to take a little bit longer. I've even seen them just not come out till the next morning. So, I think that's kind of how they like to do it with them a little bit. But we'll see what we can get. So it's to advantage. All right, we're starting to get some advanced stats. All right, cool. Let's manage stats. So I often use my other ones, but let's get some other things on here. Go just general disposals, effective disposals next to it. All these things are a bit, I could reorganize it, but they're a bit annoying. We're going to go DE kicks. Actually, we've got kick to handball ratio there already. We'll go intercepts, 40 50 ground ball gets. That's not bad. Same with ground ball gets. we'll go contested and non-contested positions as well. We've got all of them. We want marks inside 50, marks on lead, intercept marks. These are going to be all over the place, but whatever. Contested, I don't really care about contested, but all right. Goal assists, score involvements, score launches, SAG, and then we want some tackles. Sorry, the camera's in the way, so I'm just kind of making sure what I'm saying. Tackles inside 450, pressure acts, defensive half pressure acts. We're going to do spoil. Why not? We'll just get all this stuff in there. Have a quick look. All right. So if we go over here, we've got 450 ground ball gets. Jack Sinclair, that run through role was amazing. Mateus played really well for his first game back. Matched it with some of our midfielders, considering he spent a lot of time, forward of the ball. That's not bad at all. Let's have a quick look at, Garcia. Garcia and Boxall might struggle to hold their spots this week. We'll see. Let's quickly look at the disposals for Garcia. Okay. So, we'll see. Marks inside 50. Let's quickly just jump on to marks on the lead. All right. There's positives there. I love that Mateus is in there again. Intercept marks. Naz has been one of our best. Rowan was actually really good tonight. Otherwise, is there anybody I would like to see in there that isn't? Not so much. Maybe Stocker, but he played reasonably well. All right. Goal assists. Darcy Wilson got a nice goal assist, actually. Mateus did well there. Didn't play for each other enough with the movement inside 50. Score involvement in general don't look too bad. I'll go through that once I can get more team stats on that. Score launches, Steely did all right. Otherwise, is there anybody I think is missing there? Garcia didn't do much there. He didn't get many anyway. Windy for being moved onto the outside. I don't know if it's working great. There's a few times he let his opponent get off. Shots at goal. Mateus again played really well. Cooper did well. Mitch did all right. There was a shot from outside 50 that was honestly a little bit ridiculous from him. Love Mitch, but he's not the best kick. It just didn't seem particularly the best idea. Tackle Steely did well again. Mitch played well in that regard. Garcia did okay there. That's not bad. I don't think we got much from Boxall there. So there's another one where you'd like to see a little bit more from him. McRae didn't do a ton in that regard either. Tackles inside 50. Caminiti maybe could have seen him move back at points, but we needed that as well. So, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Pressure acts, pretty reasonable from Wilson on that regard. Defensive half pressure acts. He did actually do not bad in that regard too. So, am I tripping? Oh, there it is. So, he definitely did not bad. Hugo made up for it there. I missed him before. Did I miss anything for that? Okay. Spoils, Wilkie did well. Could have seen a little bit more from Dukes, but I loved the hanger. Contested defensive one-on-ones. Wilkie got caught out a few times. He lost one. Dukes lost both of them. Wilson lost his one-on-one. That being said, we got reasonable efforts from Marshall and O'Connell, Sinclair as well. Part of me was a little bit frustrated with Jimmy Webster in certain efforts tonight, particularly when his players leading against him. In other regards, he did all right. He really went hard at the ball. 50-50 to few players that we could have, lost there. Let's double check if there's any stats I want to see still. Nothing major. Rebound 50s actually, meters gained. I've got effective disposals. Yeah, cool. And then let's do 1%ers and 21. All right, cool. So let's go to the end again. Rebound 50s. Nas, Jimmy did all right. Yeah. Sinclair did okay. We've got not a bad effort from Burns. Darcy Wilson did okay. He was in the defense a lot. He got a fair few meters gained. I don't know if they were effective meters. That's something I'd have to look into. Otherwise, do think a lot of these were reasonably effective. Max Hall, definitely. Same with Burns. 1%ers, Cooper Sherman, not bad for forward. We'd like to see a little bit more from some of our defenders, that's for sure. Jimmy Webster, again. Liam O'Connell, not bad. Anybody that just didn't really do a 1%er, kind of. Burns could have done a little bit more, and then just time on ground. So did we get reasonable TRGs from Garcia, 79%, and then Boxall bit over 50, a bit under 50%. I don't know if we can carry Boxall much longer. He's got some things that are really good and other things that just aren't quite there. Well, interesting night. I think it felt a lot like matches we had last year. Not terrible, but really not what we want. Really comes down to disposal efficiency. I mean, inside 50, effective disposals in general. And we could have won that. We evened out the inside, the center clearances. We lost stoppage, which has been a bit of our one wood. I might touch on that. I'll have a look in the review tomorrow, and then I'll have something out Tuesday, SaintsTV, for the match reviews. So yeah, it's been a good little chat, a good little vent. Went over some players that I think did well, some that I don't know if they did. We did get some of the advanced stats in time, which is nice to see. As a general, this is a quick look over what I think the major issue was tonight. Essentially just that there was kind of stoppage clearances, which I'll see if I've got actually, because they're out. I might have. No, I don't have the more advanced stats ready yet. All right, cool. But I will have those ready fairly soon. Maybe tomorrow. And then, we'll have a deep dive on Tuesday for SaintsTV. Look, thanks for everybody jumping in the chat, saying hello, be it the occasional Blues fan. But yeah, could have been better. Could have been a lot better. Not the worst, but not what you want to see. I don't think for any fan, really. I think we got treated to a Ross Lyon special, and I think Vossi leaned into it. I think he was all too happy to make it dirty and make the ball difficult to use. So, yeah, it was kind of a bit of a masterstroke by Voss, just to lean into Voss's game, or lean into... Geez, I'm getting them confused. But yeah, Ross did get beaten tonight, which is unfortunate to see. I feel like we got suckered into the contest a little bit. Movement was a bit predictable, particularly going inside 50. We went to the pockets way too much. And yeah, unfortunately, we just couldn't get the movement happening properly. I think we will one day soon. But tonight wasn't the night, unfortunately. So look, that's pretty much it from me. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for everybody that popped your head in. It was lovely to chat and get some of the frustration off my chest. Thank you very much. I will see you on Saints TV on Tuesday morning, midday, something like that. And we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.